Today I'm going to show you how to make this Lily of the Valley arrangement. And this is what you need. A big bunch of Lily of the Valley, a pot, a glass that fits nicely inside the pot, some twine, and some moss. Now that I've picked a Lily of the Valley, I'm going to show you the things you need to make this arrangement. You're going to need some Lily of the Valley, or a comparable size plant with flowers like this, a clay pot. I like to use a really old clay pot that has all the white stuff growing around it, makes it look old. I find a glass that fits inside the clay pot very well. You need some string, a pair of scissors, and some moss. First of all, what you want to do is separate your Lily of the Valley flowers from your leaves. And I like to keep it in one big bunch like this because that's basically how the arrangement is going to look. All you really want to do is just give it a little bit of a tie up with some twine or some string to keep it in that bunchy form. So do one close to the top, and then do another one down near the bottom. Now this just holds all the stems together so they don't go flopping around in the glass. Now after doing that, just cut the bits of string off and set it in your glass. It's about the height I want it. I'm going to cut the bottom a little more flat so it sits evenly. There we go. Now what you need to do is grab the leaves that you picked earlier, lay them down on your work surface, lay them out flat in such a way that when you place the flowers on them you can just roll them around, because you want the leaves on the outside of this little plant here. Let's just wrap the leaves around. Now I like to move it over a bit of string, so when I'm wrapping the string around it's nice and easy to tie the knot. What I try to do is I try to get the leaves a little lower than the flowers, because you want to see the flowers, you don't want to see the leaves. And the leaves on this plant are really fat, so they have a tendency to cover up the flowers a little too much. Something you can do too is experiment with different kinds of leaves. You don't have to use the leaves that come with the Lily of the Valley plant. You can use all different sorts. Just cut the leaves off at the bottom at the same level. Pop that in our little pot here. Add some water. And now what we'll do is just take some of that moss that we planted earlier and just break it up into little bits and set it around the outside of the leaves, in between the leaves and the pot. The moss sort of gives it that look that it's like a real plant and it's planted in some dirt, and so it's like a little Lily of the Valley plant and it's planted in dirt, and there's a nice moss covering on top, and it just covers up the glass too. Just keep going around with the moss until all the edges are filled up. If you have extra moss, just keep shoving it in there. Make the plant nice and tight. And there you go. There's the finished product. It's a cute little Lily of the Valley arrangement that looks like a plant. You can do this with a lot of different plants too. I've done this here with a little violet plant. And this one's just as nice. Now this one isn't a cut flower arrangement. This is an actual little violet plant. But I pulled it up out of the garden, tossed it in a little pot, shoved some moss around it. What you want to do is just put a little saucer underneath and you can put that in the house.